Hello.
Hello.
All right. So, how was your week?
My week was okay. It was weird because,
Weird.
yeah, because of a bunch of pink eye. Pink eye in the house. It's the weirdest thing. Mom was like, that was kindergarten's parting gift to Julian is pink eye. Because
Ah,
both boys got it, and Alice and Ernesto.
so you made it. You managed to stay safe.
So far, knock on wood,
Have they all gotten antibiotics then for theirs?
they've all gotten treated for theirs, but not all have antibiotics.
I had to get really strong antibiotics for the last time I had it.
It's not been fun. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And I watched that video you sent, and that was fucking horrifying. The pink eye COVID variant.
Yeah. Apparently, COVID just does everything now.
Yeah, how fun.
Other than that, your week's been interesting.
Yeah, other than that, been pretty interesting. I started work very briefly on Thursday, and I got to look at my classroom. Last year, summer school was at the high school. I'm working summer school again this year, and they're hosting summer school at the middle school. So it's a
Mm.
different kind of monster. But I got to set up my classroom and I got to talk lesson stuff with a bunch of teachers and several admins. So that was good. Oh, and I graduation practice for the high school. Graduation's actually tomorrow afternoon, I think at like 3.
That sounds awful to graduate on a Saturday.
Wait, no, not
Oh, well,
Saturday.
okay. You mean Sunday is tomorrow? Still thinking
Yeah,
Saturday because I haven't been to bed yet. You're waking
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So our tomorrows are different. You're living in the
Yes,
future.
I am. Time traveler.
That reminds me, I started watching Quantumania on Disney Plus.
I am. That's the
Yeah,
Ant-Man, right?
right. I did it because I was listening to our last episode of the podcast on my way home from work. I got to the part where we were talking about popcorn, and I was like, you know what? I wanna go ahead and pop some popcorn. I'll watch the new Ant-Man. So I popped some popcorn and I sat down to watch it. I gotta tell you, I don't get the appeal of eating popcorn at home.
You just don't have the right popcorn.
That's probably true. It was Kroger brand, so
Oh yeah.
uh,
You need the good. Nice and buttery, nice and salty.
yeah. But then, so the movie was like, I only got halfway through it so far. I felt like this just feels like an episode of a show that I should be watching.
You haven't finished it yet?
No, I'm only about halfway through.
I thoroughly enjoyed that film.
So, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the movie or doesn't know, but Kang the Conqueror, I just got to the where Janet finds out who he is. She touched his ship, and then she was like, "Oh my God, you destroyed so much," and he was like, "Yeah, and I'm going to destroy more, but I'll spare your planet." And she was like, "Oh, that's not cool." That was where I left off. Oh, speaking of work earlier, I had a really cool thing happen to me 2 nights ago. I got a call. It said it was like a $25 trip. I was like, that's cool, whatever. I'll just end on this one. It's already 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever. I don't know if you know where it is, but there's a Flying J on 20 between 45 and 35. And I pull into that gas station because that's where the pickup is. And then I get a call from my passenger. And it's this woman. And she says, "Hey, I'm in the gold car behind you. What I need you to do is follow me to my apartment. And then I'm going to drop off my car. Then you're going to pick me up from there and bring me back here." She's a truck driver. So I was like, okay, that's fine. That's cool. Whatever. I have to follow her out to Waxahachie, which is pretty far. And then she drops her car off. She gets back in my car. I take her back to the Flying J. She gets out. I get 2 notifications that I got a tip. And it says $45. Now,
Nice.
mind you, this was a $25 trip originally.
Yeah.
So she gave me a $45 tip. Then it sent me a message again saying she sent you a $45 tip. And I was like, huh, why would it notify me twice? And then I noticed on the actual trip, it said she gave me $90 in tip.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know if it was an accident, but she hasn't taken it back. That was like 2.5 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. Yeah.
And you do have the ability to take it back then. That's cool.
I assume that she can dispute it with Uber, and Uber can be like, hey, you weren't actually supposed to get that money. But I don't know that for a fact. But I think you can.
Yeah.
And then last night, I was taking these 3 really drunk guys home. They were going from Deep Ellum out to Grapevine. So that was like another $25. One of the guys in the back seat, he wanted to listen to Travis Scott. So he put on a Travis Scott song. And then the guy in the front seat next to me is like, hey, after this, can you put on Wish You the Best by Louis Capaldi? And I was like, that is a weird, like, back to back, but sure, I'll do it. And then, so we put it on, and I shit you not, the dude is just like singing his heart out next to me terribly. He cannot carry a tune in a bucket, but like he's trying as hard as he can. And then they get out and they left me a $20 bill as a tip.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? This Uber thing's not so bad sometimes.
Yeah. So you get to keep 100% of your tips?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, also, one last thing before we get started. I was thinking the other day about, do you know how, well, maybe you don't know because you've been married for 83 years, but when you're like sitting down and you're texting and you're kind of like smiling to yourself or whatever, and people are like, oh, who's got you smiling like that? You know that
Yeah,
thing?
that's happened before. Yeah. Not, I mean,
So
I've seen it happen before to kids.
anytime that comes up to me, my answer is always me. It has nothing to do with what they sent me. It's always because I think I'm fucking hilarious and I'm thinking about what I just said and I'm like, this shit is funny right here. This is fire. Like, this is a fire text.
That's just a you thing. You're so full of yourself.
I am both super full of myself and also self-conscious at the same time.
It's a weird combo.
Yeah. Anyway, should we get into it?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
All right. Hit him with the intro, Tasha.
Welcome to What Am Dreams. I'm one of your hosts, Tasha, and I'm here with,
Dustin.
and we're here to talk to you about dreams. Dreams, dreams, dreams. Still working on the copyright.
Cool.
I don't think you can copyright 3 notes, can you? Because that would be kind of awful.
I don't think you can.
No, okay.
Like,
I wasn't
but,
serious about it, but I was just saying.
But using the words and the melody in conjunction, maybe? I don't know. You have to talk to a copyright lawyer, which I am not.
Okay, I'll get right on that.
All right. Real quick, the first dream I wanna go first today.
No.
And it's because I want to tell you about the dream that I texted you about. Was it this morning? Well, whatever. It was a day. I got a whole mess of stuff written down.
A whole mess.
Yeah, a whole mess. I had a dream that we were at game night, and instead of being at your house, we were actually at my house. We were doing some puzzle in D&D where there was music. Like, we could hear music, but we had to figure out who the artist was. I don't know why this was a thing, but I asked if it was this artist, and you said you don't know. And I was like, well, can I find out? And you were like, on your next turn. And I was like, my next turn? It's my turn now. And you were like, no, your turn's over now. We started arguing about my turn. In the dream, I was being unreasonable, and you were also being unreasonable. It was so weird. And I got super pissed. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I quit. I quit everything. I quit D&D. I quit game night. I quit the podcast. I quit everything.
Oh no.
And Elise Myers was there. I don't know why she was there. I don't know whose guest she was. But on my way out, I kissed her on the cheek and then left. And as I closed the door, I heard her go, "Was that about me?" And then I go to get in my car, but instead of getting in the front seat, I got in the back seat as though I had a chauffeur. There was nobody else in the car. And then, like, you came to the door and you were like, "Hey, come back in. We all need to talk to you." And I was like, "All right, whatever." And so I closed the door all pissed off, and I start walking to the door, and that's when I woke up.
That sounds like a very Elise Myers thing.
Was that about me?
Yeah.
That was a fun dream. I mean, it wasn't, because, like, when I woke up, I was like, "Oh shit, why would I do that?" You know. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, that was some ridiculous shit right there.
Yeah. I just imagine her doing her hand gestures and shit.
Yeah, that would surely be something she would talk about on one of her videos.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the time that I quit D&D.
I have several that I wanted to talk about. And just thinking
All right.
about last week's episode, so it might have been the week before, when you talked about giant wildlife. I was just remembering yesterday as I was editing dreams where I've dreamt of giant predators in my dream. There's at least 2 dreams that I have that I remember that involve a giant predator. It was a giant freaking lion. Okay. It started with me in my house. I was alone. Everybody was out of the house for some reason. I don't know why they were gone, but it was just me alone at my house. The house was weird too, by the way. It wasn't like my normal house. It was some house out in the country, and it was beautiful, and it was huge.
Mm.
Well, I find out in my dream that a lion's on the loose. So in my dream, I'm afraid of coming across this lion. Happens. The lion happens across our property, and it is coming to my house, and I know this in my bones for some reason, and I don't know why it's coming to my house, but it is. So I go into my house in a panic. The lion follows me. Okay, so I'm being stalked by the lion. I go into a room, and it tries to get to me. So I'm like going through rooms in the house, trying to get away from this fucking lion who's right behind me. And I finally end up closing it off, but I can hear it like scratching up the walls.
Oh.
And so I'm just in a panic about what the fuck am I going to do about this lion in the room? It was like Jumanji. I think I had watched Jumanji recently. It was pretty
Like,
intense.
did you send me that video of the lion that, like, walked into that apartment building or whatever?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's what
It's
reminded
like
me.
that.
That video reminded me of that dream, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was terrifying. Could you imagine opening the door thinking, all right, who's messing around? It's just a fucking lion.
No. And in my dream, I knew this door is not going to fucking hold. Like, this is a lion.
Yeah.
It's any minute now. And what am I doing? I'm home alone. Okay. There's no one here to protect me. I'm done for. I'm dead.
That's why you need guns. Lots of guns.
Yeah,
Maybe a taser.
Imagine tasering a lion and just pisses him off. That's just too much meat to tase, man.
I don't know. It depends on how strong the taser is, I guess. Like, how many volts.
Imagine an electrified lion coming at you.
Yeah, that'd be scary as fuck.
Just lay down and surrender at that point.
Right? So, speaking of animals, I had a few animal dreams again this week.
Okay.
It was all dogs, though. One, this is another one where like some random person was in my dream that I'll get there in a minute, but I'm just like, why? I was at this house and I think I was babysitting this kid, but then the parents got home. And the parents were some woman and John Stamos.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it was John Stamos. But then John and I, we go way back, so I call him John. We started talking about like sad scenes in movies with dogs. He apparently had a German Shepherd because there was just a German Shepherd in the dream now. So I was like, no, there's this one scene that also happens to involve a German Shepherd. We should watch that. Trust me, it's super sad. And so we put the scene on. I don't remember what it was, but a thing happens, and I look down, and the dog is crying, and so is John Stamos. And he's looking at me, and he's like, yeah, man, that was real sad. And he like gets tissues, and he's like dabbing his eyes and stuff. And I was just like, I told you. I told you it was sad.
I told you, John Stamos.
So there was that dream.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
I told you, man.
I told you it was
No,
sad, John Stamos.
why would I lie to you, man?
Yeah. But yeah, I started thinking about it. I was like, why would John Stamos be in my dream?
It's because you're watching 90s sitcoms, aren't you?
No, I was only watching
Boy
Boy
Meets
Meets
World?
World, but I hadn't watched Boy Meets World in like a few days. So, and he's not even in that. He's in Full House.
That is strange.
Yeah. He's not someone I think about on a regular basis. Sorry, John, if you're listening, but
Somewhere you do, man. On some level, you think of John Stamos.
well, I mean, he is a very pretty man. Did you have another dream that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, about animals.
Okay.
It was actually okay. So, for some context, we, and I say we lightly because it's mostly been Ernesto, have been training our two dogs. We got a Husky Shepherd mix and a Presa Canario, both big. So we do a lot of walking. And again, I say we, but it's mostly Ernesto. A walk training where you recall them. So you want to train them to come to you whenever you call them. That's called recall. And in my dream, so there's the context. So in my dream, we are training animals to do that. And they're two big animals. They're not dogs, okay? But in my dream, it was completely normal to train bull babies. What are those called? They're like
Calves.
cows, yeah. But they're just imagine a full-grown bull, but like, but like
But
the
smaller?
size of a yeah, just small, like a mini bull.
Okay.
And so we're training those in my dream. We're just in the backyard, teaching them to come to us and letting them go and roam off and roam around, and then teaching them like recall to come around,
Yeah.
like go all the way around the yard and then come back to us at our call. And so in my dream, it's just us in a big yard with two mini baby bulls, and we're training them recall.
Nice. Do you
And
remember
in the
names?
dream, no.
Oh, okay.
In the dream, I remember feeling a little bit scared, a little bit concerned that their horns were going to get us whenever they came back to us, but it wasn't it wasn't like a big concern. It was a small concern in my dream.
Well, it should be a big concern. Have you ever seen someone get gored?
Yes.
It is not a pretty picture.
Yeah, no, I know. So
Oh,
in
dear
real
Lord.
life, I would be highly concerned. Also, I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't train bulls?
Nope.
Even if they were mini bulls?
Nope. Okay, I see many, but I'm trying to think of something I can compare them to. Maybe like a bicycle. They were bicycle-sized bowls. Okay, so
That's not that big.
they were still pretty hefty. Okay, their horns could do some damage.
Yeah, but I mean they're much smaller than a real bull.
Right.
Dream bulls, they're small. That actually reminded me of a mini dream that I had because I had like 6 mini dreams in a row one afternoon where it was just like
Oh,
boom, boom, boom.
I remember you texting me about it.
One of the mini dreams that I don't have a whole lot of details, but I had befriended a talking squirrel and like we were playing fetch and stuff like that. And then we had some kind of inside joke about acorns. I don't remember what the inside joke was, but like we were talking about acorns and laughing hysterically, and people were just looking at us like we were crazy.
That stupid fucking guy and his squirrel.
Talking squirrel would be so fucking rich.
I think they're so funny.
Well, I mean, have you seen a
Totally.
talking squirrel before? They are
Yeah,
pretty
sure.
funny.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you should watch the movie Over the Hedge.
Okay, yeah, I have. How weird are you?
Well, very apparently. Oh, off topic. I made myself roll my eyes at myself involuntarily the other day.
Okay.
I was driving. I forgot who I was talking to, but I said I've only been through that main thoroughfare, and as soon as I said the word thoroughfare, I just rolled my eyes like, ugh, I can't believe I just said that. And it was totally involuntary. I was just like, ugh.
What a dumb shit to say. Ugh.
Such a dork.
Yeah, who says thoroughfare?
No one. That's exactly my point.
I think the last time I heard that word was on an old 90s animated film. Who Framed Roger.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
When I
Maybe that
rolled my eyes, I thought, this must be what Ernesto feels like when he says, just talk normal.
a feeling. Yep.
Do you have another dream that you want to talk about?
About this already, actually. I dreamt of my dog having puppies.
Where you just found a puppy and you were like, uh-oh, somebody had puppies.
This was a different one. Well, actually,
Okay.
I don't know if it was a different one. Anyways, I dreamt she had puppies. Circle. So Circle's my little Chihuahua mix, and I dreamt she had more puppies. She's had one litter before in her lifetime. We currently have her daughter, one of them, whose name is Napin. My dream, Circle had several more puppies, and she was like hiding them in different places around the yard. So it was like an Easter egg hunt of puppies in my dream. So we're like, where did she lay the next one? We don't know. We had to look under logs and we looked in trees and we looked, in just random little holes and shit for puppies. And so by the dream, we were like, I don't know if we got all of them. Hopefully, we got all of them.
Circle the Easter Chihuahua. Jeez.
You never know where you'll find one. That reminds me of another dream I had, and this wasn't Circle. It was it had to have been Blue. She had puppies because it was a bunch of bigger dog puppies in my dream.
Mm.
So there was a whole litter of adult puppies that we owned in the backyard in this dream. And not in a cage, but like in a area.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a litter of adults. And amongst the adults who were rolling around in mud for some reason in the dream, there were also litters of puppies spawned from the adults. So there were puppies and dogs everywhere in this dream. And it was out of control. And we were trying to try to maintain some kind of order. There was none. Oh, also I dreamt that it was raining. So it was an awful mess of muddy puppies and muddy dogs rolling around. I guess we're trying to get them protected from the rain.
That sounds right.
I don't remember what else is going on in that dream aside from the rain, and the rain became a storm, lightning and thunder and all that, battering
Uh,
at the windows and shit.
leave it to you to have water all over your dream.
I don't know what it is about water.
I'm telling you, it's unresolved trauma somewhere in there.
I guess. I did
Did you
almost
almost
drown once.
drown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I never considered it traumatic. I considered it kind of motivating because, okay, it was at Hurricane Harbor. This is real. This is not a dream. I was
Okay.
young. I don't remember how young I was, but I went with a friend to Hurricane Harbor and her family and her cousins. And it was me and my best friend and one of her cousins roaming around Hurricane Harbor. I want to say unsupervised, but I was young. I don't remember if there was actually an adult watching us or not. But we went on one of my friends convinced me to go on this one ride. I was halfway sure that I would be able to come out the other side like a slide, like not in deep water, but like
Mm.
like a. Have you been to Hurricane Harbor?
It's been forever. I don't even think it exists anymore, does it?
No, I think they call it something else, like
Okay.
H2O or something, some shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was a ride at Hurricane Harbor called the Black Hole when I was young, and it was a twisty black slide that you went all the way down, and then you shot out the other end into like a shallow slide. I could not swim. I never learned how to properly swim. Well, mom's tried to teach me. The most I can do is doggy paddle.
Mm.
So I and float. So I was pretty good at floating as well. So I was thinking getting off of the slide, I'd be good to go because I'd be in shallow water. And I was like, okay, why not? So I tried it out. It was a balloon slide, never been on it before. And I shoot out of the slide into like the deepest fucking pool ever. I don't know how deep it was, but I remember shooting into the pool and continuing to go down and sink. And I was like, oh shit, this is bad. So I was thinking to
Yeah.
myself as I was in the water that like, I'm gonna fucking drown. I'm gonna drown. Well, I was a kid, so I didn't say fucking, but I I was like, I'm gonna drown. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
you
make
were
it.
a
And then
sheltered kid then.
yeah, probably.
Go ahead.
I remember also consciously making the decision to like not die. I was like, okay, not gonna die here, so I'm gonna start doggy paddling. So I doggy paddled my way up. It was a long endeavor, and by the time I got to the top, I was like gasping.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was pretty scary.
Yeah, it would be.
And my mom, I guess I didn't tell my mom about it until like years later. And she was like, well, that's awful. She's like, that's horrifying. That's awesome. Didn't know you almost died. So I was like, yeah, I
Yeah,
survived.
you're the girl who lived.
I am. I am basically Harry Potter.
Harina Potter.
No, that's awful.
Harriet Potter?
Harina?
Harriet?
No.
Harriet,
Okay,
maybe? I don't know.
that's better.
Harina sounds funnier, though. I like that.
It is funnier, like in a ridiculous way.
I'm changing your name in my phone now to Harina.
Like in a way nobody would want that name kind of way.
It's too late. It's your name now.
All right.
So, I had another dog dream. It was really short. I had a dream that I was supposed to be taking care of like a bunch of dogs,
Mm-hmm.
but I forgot about them,
Oh,
and they didn't die, but
good.
they very clearly were very mad at me, and like they would stop coming to me when I finally did remember about them. They were just like, no, we don't fuck with that guy. And one of them, one of Irene's old dogs, Bart.
Oh,
Yeah, and that was all I remember of that dream.
yeah, that sounds like a dog thing to do.
I also had a dream that I was a dog and I made friends with a cat.
Do you remember what kind of dog you were?
Nope, not at all. I just remembered that.
Did you have inside jokes with the cat?
No, that was just the talking squirrel.
Yeah, okay.
The only other dream that I had really was I went to go visit my friend Kent. It was
Okay.
a guy that you remember when we went to San Antonio and I left you guys for a little while. I went to go meet up with Kent and I also went to go meet up with Elena. Well, in this dream, I went to go meet up with Kent, and when I got to his house, both he and his wife Leah were gone, but their son was there, their son is only like 6, but he was there by himself,
Oh.
and I was like, "Hi, Turner. Are your parents home?" And he was like, "No." And like he didn't know how to tell time real well, still, because he's 6. And so I was like, "How long have they been gone?" And he didn't know. He was like, "I don't know." And so like I remember waiting for like an hour and they still didn't show up, and then that's when I woke up.
Strange.
Yeah. I was like, that's not cool, man. Y'all just left a kid.
A whole kid. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's only 6 and he just let basically a stranger into his house. I was the
See,
stranger.
that wouldn't be good. You were the
Yeah.
stranger, yes.
Yes. I had some other really short dreams about like one was I went to a restaurant that was a steakhouse that was a barn building that was on a dock over a lake.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. I remember like it was supposed to be really fancy and like my parents wanted me to take them there for some kind of celebration thing. So I did. That's all I
Take it
remember
to
of that
you.
one.
How considerate of Dream You.
Yeah, I know, right? I would never do that in real life. Not that I don't love my parents, it's just I don't have that kind of money to be treating them to like a steakhouse.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think you didn't love them. Last time I went to a steakhouse, I got fucked up.
Okay, I thought a fight broke out or something.
Yeah, a fight broke out. I confronted this person.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, Harina throws hands.
And then, shut up. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a confrontational person. If you do me wrong and I don't know you, I'd be like, I don't know.
What do you just not speak English now? I don't know. I don't know.
That's how that's how anxious I get a confrontation. No. See.
It reminds me of thing I saw today. I don't know if I sent it to you. It was that guy from I Think You Should Leave.
Oh.
And there's a tweet behind him that says anti Semitic crimes at an all time high in Germany. And he
Okay.
just goes, "Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?" Because, Germans in the Holocaust. Pretty sure that was a much bigger all time high.
Yeah. Maybe just a little. I think the most confrontational I've ever gotten is getting into a car wreck, not with myself driving, but in the back seat of a friend's car. And I saw it all happen. The other car pulled into us. I think it was lanes thing. Like they didn't check before they switched lanes and they rammed into us. And after we all, you know, recuperated, I mean, it was just a little bump. But after we'd all settled down, we got out of the car and the other driver approached us and she looked pissed and she was like, She said something like along the lines that you ran into me or something like that. And I was like, oh hell no. That was my knee-jerk reaction to say, oh hell no. No, we did not. It was you. That's the most confrontational I've ever gotten in my whole lifetime. And I don't know how that happened because I'm not a confrontational person.
The ghetto came out of you real quick.
Yeah, it did. It really did. I was like 20. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, my friends and it was me and two other friends in the car. My friends turned to me and they were like, "Did that just come out of your mouth, Tasha?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm sorry."
You're like, that was Harina. I don't know what happened. It was
No.
no. The Superman noise here. More lemon pledge. Family Guy bit makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, so I forgot a detail about that one dream earlier with Elise Myers.
Yeah.
When we were trying to figure out the artist who was singing in the puzzle, I asked if it was Dwayne Allman, which is a real artist from the Allman Brothers from like the 70s.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like I do remember very specifically though that I said, "Is it Dwayne Allman?" And that's when you were like, "You don't know because it's not your turn." And I was like, "It sure as fuck is my turn." And you're like, "Nope, turns only last 6 seconds." And I was like, "I can't think faster than that in 6 seconds." And you were like, "Nope."
Dwayne Allman, huh?
Yeah.
What's he sing?
Uh, Allman Brothers had a few things. I want to say they had a song called Jessica that was really good.
Okay.
I didn't really listen to them.
Oh.
I'm not from the 70s.
What was the
Anyway,
decade that you said you feel nostalgic for?
80s and
Oh, okay.
50s. Why?
I was wondering if it was the 70s.
Nope, it was the 50s. You know, with
Or
things like gee golly and, you know, things like that.
things like Thoroughfare.
Gee willikers. Yeah, I bet they did say thoroughfare in the 50s quite a bit.
Probably.
I still can't believe I said that. What's funny is I think I was talking about Waxahachie, and I was talking about old Waxahachie where there's those really nice houses and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I was talking about that road that leads to downtown where the courthouse is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I remembered another exploration dream that I had
Okay.
that I was going to talk about. Okay, so in this dream, I wasn't exploring a city. I was exploring like a small village, like a small countryside village. And I led myself to a park, and it was like a park surrounded by trees. I guess it was fall because I remember oranges and red trees in the tree. And after I got to the park, there was like a maze of flowers.
Ooh.
So it was like a garden of flowers, but it was a maze. I mean, you could step over the flowers if you really wanted to, but that wasn't the purpose. That wasn't the intent of the
Man, what a
designers.
maze.
It
Look, I
wasn't the
completed it.
intent. So, anyways, I was getting lost in this maze of flowers. And for some
How?
reason,
You
I
could
had to
just
get to the
step
middle.
over them.
No, that would be cheating.
Yeah, but like, if they're that small, you could just look and be like, oh, I'm not lost. There's my car.
Nope, I'm lost.
Okay. Anyway.
And I didn't have a car in this dream, okay?
Okay.
Anyways, so I got lost in this maze of flowers. And I remember seeing or thinking, maybe I was thinking about it. I don't know. I remember seeing in this town also another maze, but it was like a graveyard maze
Ooh.
for some reason. And there was like a pond involved in the maze that you had to figure out a way to cross over. And there was like a flower in the middle that was glowing.
Oh.
So if ever there was a side quest in a dream, that was it. I had to get that flower. Guess who did not get the flower? Me, because I wasn't about to go into a graveyard maze. Thank you.
See, that would have been the first one I went to.
Yeah, I
Fuck
just
all the
remember it
flowers that you
being,
can just see over.
for some reason, in that for part of the dream, I associate it with like purples and blues, those colors. Whereas like the
Yeah.
flower garden maze was like oranges and reds and like fall colors. So yeah, that's weird. That's where I specifically remember color tones.
I always remember the colors of my dreams.
Colors was the one when where you were a dog.
Where I was a dog, I was white and brown.
Strange.
Yeah, white with brown spots or brown with white spots, one of those two. I think it was white with, and the cat was one of those gray cats that has like the striping on it.
That is weird.
I don't know what to tell you. I guess, animals have been on my mind a lot for some reason.
Yeah,
It might be because of Nikolai.
maybe.
Yeah. That, and then, we've got the puppy here, Nico, who is an absolute terror. He's so dumb. I got home the other night. I heard him run into the backyard and start barking because I pulled up. And I walked in the house and I was like, it's just me, you idiot. And he ran over to the little gate that we have up, and he's like, "Oh, you're home." Oh.
I was worried.
He has this soccer ball. He can sort of pick it up, and when he does, he violently shakes it back and forth, where it's like it's hitting his left and right flank when he does it every time. It's so violent. I'm like, you're gonna break your neck. One of these times, I'm gonna watch you just go limp.
It can't be that bad.
It's violent. There's no way. There's no way that your neck can keep that up. And then, I don't know. I think he's stupid. Honestly, I do. I was sitting down at a chair in the dining room, and he came up to me, and he put his paws on my chest, to say hi. And as I'm petting him, he let himself just go completely limp and fell to the ground. And he let out a little whimper because it hurt. He I was like, you did that to yourself, dummy. What are you?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's got no brain, I'm pretty sure.
Now remember what breed he is?
He's supposed to be part German Shepherd and part Lab,
Okay.
but I think he's either part coyote or just all dumbass. He's still pretty short right now, though.
Oh, he's not full grown.
No.
Yeah, he's small, huh? How old is he?
Uh, 4 months?
Oh, he's still a puppy.
Yeah. He only comes up to, like, my knee. Unless he stands up, and then he's, like, all the way up to my chest still.
Oh.
Yeah, he's kind of long.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was thinking you meant like jump up with two paws on your chest. Yeah.
Yeah. He
I
stands on his
was
hind legs.
I was thinking of him just 4 feet on the ground, all the way up to your chest. I'm like, that's not small, Dustin. That's a
Yeah, no
horse.
shit.
You have a fucking
I'd be
horse.
afraid if my dog was that big.
Would you? Because you want an Irish
Well,
wolfhound, man.
okay. I'd be afraid if he was that big and it was this dog.
Why? Because he's so spatial.
Well, yeah, he's something. That violent neck shaking, it's frightening to watch. And if he was that big, there wouldn't be a thing in our house that was still intact.
Man.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind having an Irish Wolfhound. Those things are fucking huge. But they
Yeah,
also
man.
have like a really good temperament. So
Huh. There's a
anyway,
mosquito out to get me.
oh, it's that one that tried to get your nose the other time.
I think so. It looks the fucking same.
Back for revenge. or maybe it's his son. He's like, my name is Mosquito Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
But I didn't.
He doesn't know that.
I didn't. It was somebody else. Go it.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
In it.
Drink some water. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Water.
Stupid snake.
Yeah. I sent that to Nesto, and he actually laughed.
Yeah, I know. He showed it to me, and he was fucking almost crying laughing.
Okay, that explains why he texted me back. He was like, damn it, man.
You got him good. That stupid snake. I'm like, seriously? It wasn't even
It's
that
the
funny.
little
He was
things.
rolling on it. He was just rolling.
It's the little things that get Nesto sometimes.
Yeah, I guess.
I still don't remember what it was I showed him in Austin. When we were at the tattoo parlor.
It was
But
the
he laughed for
stairs.
a. No, it wasn't the stairs. It was a detention slip. But he
Huh.
laughed for a solid 30 minutes about it, and he just couldn't stop. Yeah, the stairs got him, and the cargo space got him.
Yeah.
Oh goodness!
I don't even remember the setup.
I think it's a guy comes into a dealership
That's
looking to
right.
buy a car. The dealer says, "This is a great car. You know, it's got all this stuff, blah blah blah." And then the guy asks, "Cargo space?" And he says, "Car no go space, car no fly." That's it. It's a stupid joke.
Now you get a taste of my husband's humor. That fucking floored him.
My favorite dumb joke that I don't even know that it's it's funny to me, but I don't think anybody else will find this funny. So there's a bunch of people on a cruise ship, and all of them have a bunch of cigarettes, but there's no lighters, right? So they're all trying to figure out how to light their cigarettes. Well, they decide they're all going to get together and they're going to throw one cigarette overboard. So now the whole ship becomes a cigarette lighter.
Oh my God. That's awful.
It is. It's so dumb, but it's
That's the worst.
hilarious to me.
Of course you would think so.
You should tell Ernesto.
He probably shit himself with laughter.
Anyway, so are we ready for the outro?
Yup.
All right, let's throw in the outro. Bum, 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 or something like that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Little Dreamers, for listening. Little Dreamers is our Patreon plug for the $5 subscription tier. Where can they listen to us on, Dustin?
You can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, Sirius, Pandora, and now on YouTube.
Yes, and you can find us on the socials thanks to Dustin on the TikToks, the Instagrams, and the Twitters.
Yeah, you know, the chat book, the face snap, you know, those things.
Right.
We also have an email address at whatamdreams@gmail.com where you can send us your dreams, and we will rate them accordingly and probably make fun of you a little bit.
Just a teensy bit. And again, thank you for listening from the bottom of our hearts, and bye!
Bye!
I just realized that my outro music is the opposite of yours because yours goes dreams, 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 and mine goes bum, bum, bum.